I have class tomorrow.
I had Friday off, so obviously they fucked me into working today, right?
Right.
Couldn't have a 4-day weekend, no.
God forbid. All right. 3, 2.
Hey, you fucking pricks. Right now, patreon.com/IG Studios. Support Inked Geek Studios, my boys Nate and Brandon. That was awesome podcast. InkedGeekStudios.com. And again, patreon.com/IG Studios.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the May 21st edition of That Was Awesome for the pay-per-view reviews that happened this week. I don't know. It's been a while. I am out of it. We didn't do shows this weekend, and I am lost. We are here to talk about the UK Championship event that happened on Friday night. Friday night, right, DJ?
Yes.
Yeah. NXT TakeOver Chicago that happened last night, and Backlash that just finished like 5 minutes ago. I am joined, as always, by Mr. Brandon. Brandon,
Heyo.
how
How's
are
it
you?
going? I'm good. Tired,
Good. Indeed, the same
old
same
shit.
drill, yeah. So we have the new host person of That Was Awesome with us tonight. For those that don't know, for those that listen to the show, whether you watch it live or listen to the podcast version of the show, as you know, me and Brandon did monthly or twice a month, depending on the consistency of the pay-per-views, a pay-per-view review show. We would come on, we would talk about the pay-per-view event that happened and discuss it, and it was like a little half-hour, 45-minute show. Well, the other person that is with us tonight, Mr. DJ. DJ, welcome.
Ew.
Ayo. He, starting this past week, is taking the show to another level, and he is going to be doing a weekly Wednesday version of the show as well, which will cover everything that happens on Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, and NXT. Correct?
It's correct. Did you say SmackDown? I don't know if you said SmackDown
Raw,
or not.
SmackDown.
But
I
all
would-
of the weekly
You
goodness
know,
that
the
airs.
all-encompassing, all the shows.
Lately, I would be more
Oh, yeah.
likely to not say Raw, because it is definitely the weakest of the four shows.
At the moment, yeah, for sure.
But anyway, so we are here tonight to talk about, as I said, the pay-per-views. So we'll start off with the one that happened Friday, which was the UK Championship. I know, Brandon, you said you didn't get a chance to watch it.
No, I watched the other two.
Okay. So we'll go over this one pretty quick. Now,
That means I can go get my coffee.
Go ahead. This is my first time watching the UK stuff. I did not watch the championship tournament that happened, what was it, about a month ago?
Roughly about a month. Well, actually, I think it was a little more than a month ago. But actually, same on my end. I didn't watch the first tournament. I just caught like some review clips of the whole thing.
Right. So I don't know. I was pretty impressed. I liked it. So we'll start off. The first match was Wolfgang versus Joseph Connors. I thought it was a good match. I thought, we talked about a little bit while we were watching the tail end of Backlash, how UK and NXT are definitely some of the stronger shows.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Unlike the full-fledged pay-per-view or the pay-per-views proper, where you have your match in the pre-show, or even maybe sometimes your first couple matches, which wasn't the case tonight for Backlash, fortunately, but your first couple of matches, they're usually throwaways. They don't matter. Nobody cares. They're the warm-up matches. It's like, the band that still plays while the lights are on, while the rest of the bands are setting their gear up. Like, a tenth of the audience is there to watch them.
Right. That's when you go get your popcorn and your beer.
Right. But it doesn't seem to be the case for NXT, and in my first experience tonight, does not seem to be the case for the UK stuff. The Wolfgang Joseph Connors match was great. I did like the look of both of them. It was a solid match, and I had said that it had potential. One thing I noticed, being the first time I watched the UK match, the crowd reacts oddly. Like they go into a chant like they're at a rugby game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm noticing that too with like NXT as well. Like NXT and the UK.
Right.
I feel like because it's a smaller crowd, a lot of them are still diehard fans, and they're really trying their hardest to make it so that the performers have a crowd. But then they kind of like they actually end up damaging the feel of it, and like they do the like this is awesome chants. Like I feel that gets used too much,
Right.
and like I don't know, like
that's what this show got named after.
What's that?
So that's what this show got named after.
No, I know, and it's I you know
It's
what?
awesome.
I love the chat. Yeah, it's awesome.
Right.
It's fucking great.
No, it happens.
But, like,
yeah, and it's like when holy shit happens. Like if someone gets hit in the head with a chair, they say holy shit. Like don't chant holy shit for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I don't disagree. I thought some of it was cool. I had made notes of some of it further down the notes, but they started chanting British wrestling for a while, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, so it just, I mean, they weren't like chanting like, you know, holy shit, or this is awesome, or ECW, or fucking CM Punk. They were like,
Or
again, they were
Beach Ball Mania.
right. They were rallying, they were ranting, they had a purpose, like again, a rugby game or a quote unquote traditional sports game. You know, it was, and I thought it was really cool. One thing I noticed in this first match, and it seemed to happen a lot in the UK stuff, which I'm not complaining. There was a lot of like one person jumps off the top rope and the other one counters with like a clothesline or a drop kick, particularly the drop kicks. Seems to happen quite a bit. These guys tend to know, and we'll certainly get into this when we talk about the NXT match for the UK Championship, but they seem to know how to put themselves in precarious situations that make it look like they're going to get fucking hurt, but they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they're great at it.
Hell yeah. Dude, they're so fluid and they're so amazing at just like one thing. It's funny because I'll watch wrestling. My girlfriend has been getting into wrestling with me, and at first she didn't really like it when matches were, as a new fan, she didn't like it when matches kept you on the edge of your seat and they kept on going back and forth and you didn't know who was going to win.
Right.
And obviously all of us fucking love that. And
Right.
that's what makes a match be amazing. And those guys do it flawlessly. Like, it's just insane.
They do. And then for that match to end, again, spear countered a top rope move. And then, you know, the match in the chair lift that we had Wolfgang come out on top in that match. All in all, I kept it short and simple. It wasn't a long match. I just put good opening match, and both competitors put on a good performance. Again, there wasn't a bad match on the card. I wasn't bored at all.
Yeah.
Until we get to this match, which I was expecting to be bored, and then wasn't. T.J. Perkins and Brian Kendrick versus Dan Maloney and Rich Swann. My very next comment, well, was this show just went to shit? Because fuck Brian Kendrick.
Right.
I put that there was good tag chemistry between the two with Kendrick and TJP, until TJP decided to break his arm instead of the opponent's arm, which I thought was dumb. A total 80s blunder. I don't know, throwback. It was kind of cool. I didn't have a lot to say about the match. I said that my issue with tag team wrestling is that it feels gimmicky a lot of the times. Goofy teaming up, showing off, overplayed ref interactions, like the heels tag behind the ref's back, but it's okay. But then the faces do it and it's suddenly a bad thing. And like the one guy's 1 foot in the ring, and yeah, just it gets so gimmicky.
We'll talk about gimmicky tag matches with Backlash tonight. We'll talk about that later.
Yes, we will. Because that was amazing.
Well, yeah.
Going through these again quick. Match number 3, Pete Dunne versus Trent Seven. This was for the number 1 contendership for the UK Championship. I said it looked like the Battle of the Hipsters.
I mean, that's just the UK itself.
Right.
Like,
I put this somewhere. I thought maybe I didn't. I swear I wrote it somewhere. I didn't like the look. Oh yeah, I did. I put it at the bottom there. I didn't like Dunn's look at first. I didn't particularly care for his attitude or the way he talked. Watching him in the ring, it doesn't matter.
He really doesn't.
He's amazing. The spike DDT again, Dunn taking the shots to the head and taking them well. Apparently, the guy must have a very a strong neck because again, we'll get to the NXT match, but man, he takes a beating. The belly to back dragon suplex on the apron looked pretty cool. I liked the lose again. Back to what we talked about at the top, the high risk moves that look dangerous, but they perform them really well. The top rope suplex counter. Again, the back and forth. Here is the crowd is chanting British wrestling. Another dragon suplex. Hits the bitter end and called it. So that got him his number one contender. How'd you feel about that match?
You know what? When you said the same thing when Brian Kendrick and TJP, like TJP, I've been back and forth on whether or not like I enjoy him.
Yeah.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about Dunn, and I'm here. I promise. But no, Dunn, with the same thing with Dunn, when I first saw him and they were running his promo and how he like jumped out and beat the shit out of people.
Right.
Like during just a random, I don't even remember what they were doing. It was just like, okay, this guy is just, his character, like you said, his character development wasn't there. And then when I actually saw him get in the match, I was just like, okay, it really doesn't fucking matter.
They said this on the show, and I was bummed they said it because I will say it, and it just sounds like I'm copying it because I was thinking he reminds me of a young Fit Finlay.
Yeah. Who just loves the fight.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter what he says.
And I like that his MO is that he beats the crap out of his opponent before the match. So now we get the main event. Tyler Bate, who is the champion, going against Mark Andrews.
I actually missed this match.
Did you? Okay. So same deal. They both looked impressive. It was very technical, lots of crowd interaction, a lot of favoring the crowd, getting them to cheer and whatnot. They shook hands like mid-match. And it was back and forth. The thing that I wrote down, the one specific move that I wrote down, which I highly recommend you go back and watch, and anybody that's listening, if you did not catch the UK stuff, by the way, we are up to 10 viewers. You guys rock. If you go back and watch the replay of this particular match, I don't remember who delivered the move to who. My guess is Bate delivered it to Andrews. He does like a flipping pile driver. And it looked brutal. And like I was at work while I was watching this, so I had to I was watching a lot of it. I'd catch out of the corner of my eye at first, and I had to go back and rewatch it. But it was a great ending. It was a good match. Tyler Bate won, and without spoilers, is still champion.
Right.
Event review. I enjoyed it front to back. Even the Kendrick match I didn't think I would enjoy, I found to be at least entertaining. Lots of impressive talent who put on entertaining matches. Very excited for the Dunn Bates match at NXT, which we'll be talking about. So I was writing these as I was watching them, and I watched them chronologically. So even before I knew what type of match that was going to be, I was already excited to watch it.
Yeah. The overall event was good. I have a question for you though, real quick.
Yes.
And for Brandon. Do you think that the UK should have their own quote unquote brand, or should that championship and those stars be interlaced in the other brands?
That's a good question. I think it would be a cool idea, but then I think it would undermine what it is to be in the WWF because you're becoming world champion, right? It's supposed to be all encompassing. I guess if at a pay-per-view they brought them all together head to head, that would be one thing, but
Right.
Are you talking about where like they intermixed like the NXT in there, and then they have the UK go to NXT?
Yeah, I mean, it was cool that, like, you know, we'll talk about NXT TakeOver here in a moment, and they incorporated the UK Championship match on that event. But what about, you know, why can't we have a UK match on Backlash? Or
Oh, I see. So you want
that would make more sense.
So
and
you
that being
weren't
said, if they had a whole show with
Right.
a UK brand,
right,
I'd be into that just to listen.
right.
Everyone with an accent, yes,
Like
please.
a weekly show. They're not making it a weekly show, right? It's just the events.
yeah, it's just so far. I think Triple H and William Regal are just keeping it tournament based and doing pay-per-view esque type things.
It's essentially
Right.
like the NFL when they go and play there a couple times a year. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but it's all separate wrestlers though, which is cool. It just looks like it's a branch off. Like I wouldn't consider the main card. It looks like it's a branch off of NXT. Like basically it is to NXT what SmackDown is to Raw.
Do you feel though that with the UK matches in the NXT that those guys all work harder and the matches typically are better?
Yeah.
Because for me, NXT is where it's at, man. Like,
hell yeah, dude. Being where I'm at in Florida and being able to go to the events, and this week I get to work with them for production, like seeing the hard work and the camaraderie between the wrestlers outside of taping and everything like that, I have not a bigger respect, but like I could definitely see that like NXT and those UK guys are they're gonna bring in a lot of new things to the company.
Yeah. I feel like once a lot of those guys go main card, they get lost in the shuffle anyway.
Yeah.
Again, I talked to you earlier about Owens, Sami Zayn. Owens is being pushed, but your Sami Zayns and your mid card guys that I really like, let them be the kings of NXT, man.
I mean, you got Shinsuke, who had a great date. We'll talk about that though. But I just wanted to ask you, what you thought of UK being ever. I agree, though.
I guess now that I've let it percolate for a minute, I'm kind of into the idea.
I mean, it's tough, and I don't disagree with Brandon. I know, like, all of our mutual friend Austin, I know he's a big Nakamura fan, and he didn't want him to get pushed for the reason Brandon just mentioned. Like, he'll go main card and he'll just fall. He'll be mid card and he'll never be more. I don't think that'll be the case because of how much he's caught on, but there's always that risk, and I think it's one of those things where, like, if you look again, we go back to traditional sports, look at like your minor league ball compared to your major league ball. Like, you might be an all-star in AAA, but when you get called up, you're a bench warmer,
right?
And you're reworking from the ground up again. So I'm sure they want it, but again, on the other hand, is it like, look at I mean, we're going to be talking about NXT here, but look at what is it? Asuka?
Asuka.
Yeah. Like, is she going to get called up? Or is she going to, like... But I don't think she needs to. Like, she's got it good right now.
What is she, like, 390 days the champion?
415.
Fuck me, man.
I have an idea of what they're going to do with her and the championship, but that's...
Cool. Well, we will get into NXT, and then we will talk about that. But now that Brandon's back, and we've noticed Ashley is in the chat room...
I don't want to eat the dick.
Now, anyway. All right, so NXT TakeOver. I talked a lot during UK. Somebody else want to take TakeOver?
Yeah, with TakeOver, let me pull up the notes because I got to remember what they started. Oh, yeah, that's right. So Eric Young, Sanity, and Roderick Strong. Looking at your notes and what you were saying, I agree. They kicked it off pretty well. I have mixed feelings on Eric Young, though. Like, I really liked him, with the other brand, with TNA, and him building his character and his thing there. Although he sounds like he smokes 10 packs of Newports a day.
He looks like he's a Viking, like right off the set of that show.
Oh, hell yeah.
And it's weird with that gimmick, with that what do you call that?
Stable.
The stable.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Like, I should like that more than I do. Like, it's right up my alley, the Sanity thing and them coming out, but it does not work for me. I don't feel it,
I don't think it's executed right. It's the same thing with what's her name? It's not is it Rose? No, Nikki, the female counterpart.
Nikki Cross.
Yeah. I don't get it.
No, that doesn't work for me either.
No, it's definitely Riot over Cross.
Mm-hmm.
See, I can't stand Riot. She's gonna hurt someone with that fucking nose. Like, seriously, like, I can't stand her. But on Sanity, my thing is, it's the same thing what Brandon was saying. Like, I like the concept of it, and it seems like something that would speak to me. But Killian Dane, I feel like, is a beast that would do well. Put him in a single thing. Just let him run and be that monster. Give him the Braun Strowman type of thing at NXT. Nikki Cross, she can kind of keep her gimmick, but like, she's kind of pointless to be tagging along with Sanity. Eric Young will do fine on his own. The other guy, Wolf or whatever the fuck, I don't really give a shit about him. I have no idea where he comes from or whatever. But
the thing about having women in a stable that is predominantly men or all men but her, especially in WWE, where they're not willing to have the men beat up on the women or vice versa, it kind of defeats the purpose. If she's a wrestler, if she's just a valet, then fine. But if she's fighting, then, do something different with her. Like there's the local promotion that we went to go see Limitless. There is, I forget both of their names now. It's Skylar
and Vita.
Yeah. Well, I mean, who's the dude?
The dude is, I don't know, man. Best hair on wrestling. I don't know
Yeah,
his
that
name.
guy. But like he has tag team matches where it's him and Skylar, who's female, obviously, and the quote unquote gimmick is that they go against another dude that's like muscular pro wrestler dude, and then a very effeminate dude.
Yeah.
But she gets in there, and it's a mixed tag on their end, and and then two dudes, and like she kicks their ass. But I don't think because of the PG label now, I don't think they're willing to put a man and woman in the ring against each other. Like even when they have the mixed tags like they had at WrestleMania, when one tags, the other has to tag.
Right.
Yeah, WWE will never do, we're going to put Nikki Cross versus,
Samoa Joe.
China was your one out there.
Right.
You had China for that, and that's it. Although, with a stable, I don't think it's a bad thing to have a woman in there if she fits in with the gimmick of everybody else. If she's fighting in the women's division and she just happens to also be part of that.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if it was DX, right?
Right.
And China was China, that works for me. It's just when you have those moments where it's a brawl, then you need another stable that has a woman there too, so everything can work equally.
Right. Everything has to be kind of...
Because obviously on TV, you're not going to get a cross-gender fight.
Right. Yeah. Or either that or there just needs to be one less... Like, she needs to be the extra. So in that scenario, she is the valet.
Right.
So...
But in my opinion, I think Sanity needs to...
Hold on, we have a question in the chat, and this is what I do. I embrace trolls. I don't ignore them. And they said, why did the U.S. mortgage bonds suffer the biggest quarterly decline in nearly 20 years?
Tell us, we must know. And then explain your name, too. AC Porridge. Are you not too warm, not too hot, not too cold? Are you just right?
Accurate porridge.
Are you cummy porridge? A cummy porridge? What is the A, the AC? I need to know. I know. Tell me.
AC porridge, a cummy porridge.
Don't worry,
we've gotten a Twitch follower or two out of embracing the trolls. Like we would embrace them and talk to them and actually respond to what they were saying. And they're like, "Oh yeah, you guys are pretty chill." He's lukewarm. See, we're embracing the troll. Now they're gonna have fun. Maybe we'll get a follower out of it.
That's his wrestling name, Lukewarm.
Lukewarm.
He's the one that fights the women, right?
He's lukewarm.
Exactly.
All right, moving on.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Because I want to go to bed at some point.
Yeah, moving on. Pick it up. Go ahead. NXT's yours.
So yeah, Roderick ends up winning the match. Obviously with the other guys interfering a bunch, but good match overall. The next match though is what I think, and I think you agree, takes the cake, is the Dunn and Tyler Bate match for the UK Championship.
Now let me ask you this. Those two guys, were they hard to look at for you? Because when the first guy came out, he looked so Taylor Hanson to me.
Well, that's what we were talking about. That was the one that won, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's done. That's what I was saying earlier. It was the battle of the hipsters.
Is it the one that won?
The one that won.
The one that was really like snarly and had the mouth guard. Did he win?
The one that...
Yeah.
The one that actually had the unitard as
with the breasts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. He was hard to look at in his overacting. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, he does. He is very like
the lip curl. The lip curl thing is what.
Yeah.
But then when the match actually started, the match was fucking amazing.
Dude, insane.
Are we just all agreeing that UK people are hard to look at, but they're great wrestlers? I mean, is that the consensus here?
Tonight, yeah. I mean, usually I wouldn't necessarily agree, but then you think about
I'll jump
Neville.
on that.
Yeah, Neville. Yeah.
Oh my god, fucking Neville. But
careful, he might hear you.
Yeah, well, dude, just the back and forth. They put on such a great show, and like specifically, I know you wrote it down, but it was the counter of Dunn's. I don't know the name of his finisher, but the counter of it, and Taylor Bate.
It's
Tyler
called. Keep going. I wrote it down up here.
He goes into his finisher, counters it. Tyler drops him with an amazing DDT straight on the top of his head.
The bitter end.
The bitter end, dude. I thought that was the bitter end of the match. That just it was insane. But he ends up pulling it out and winning. It was just a great back and forth match.
Yeah, Dunn hits the bitter end. Yeah, I wrote it on the UK match.
That was the same match where they had the release suplex onto the apron, right? Was that the next match, or was it that?
No,
match?
That was that one. Yeah, like every amazing thing that happened in that match.
It was pretty good, man.
That was the match of the event.
That was the match of all three events. I don't think
I'll take that.
I don't think there was a match out of all Friday, Saturday, Sunday night. I don't think there was a match that was better than that match.
Nothing really blew my hair back outside of that.
No.
And I fell asleep for the next match, and then woke up for the next match after that.
So the next match was Nikki Cross versus Ruby Riott versus Asuka. See, and now it's Asuka, right, or Asuka? So the U doesn't get used.
You can use it, but
it's
no.
Asuka.
It's Asuka.
Asuka.
Well, and then you have former person Asuka, which is a completely different person, but
right, and then you have Ashoka from Rebels.
Oh yeah.
Way to pause for a second.
Well, no, I had to think about it because I just started watching that the other day.
Ahsoka.
So
So have you watched Clone Wars then?
No, not yet.
Oh, you should go back and watch Clone Wars first.
Yep.
Not the movie, the show. Because it all ties.
The
it's
animated,
all chronologic. It goes.
What kind of
one into the
DDT? A spike DDT or a pancake DDT? It was a spike, right? Yeah, because he was like upright in the ring.
Yeah, spike DDT.
Yeah, it was about.
I assume by pancake DDT you
degree.
mean like where like they basically lay down and just
I
like
think
hit
it's
their
like
forehead.
a face first DDT.
Yeah. No. Go watch this match if you have the network. Like he was straight up in the air and like bounced.
I think even flow implant DDT. Edge's DDT.
I would say that Bobby Roode's DDT is a pancake DDT.
Right. Right.
But on Cross versus Nikki and Riott, I thought it was an okay match. I really don't like Riott. I'm okay with Nikki Cross. I don't think either one of them are going to hold the championship anytime soon. My guess for what they're going to do is that Ember Moon is going to come back from her injury. And I was there for that match where she got thrown into the metal rail and injured her shoulder.
Now, is it story or is it legit?
That was a legit injury.
Okay.
She was not doing too well. So when she comes back from that, thankfully it's not something that's going to sideline her for a while. They're going to probably give her the belt, and then Asuka is going to get called up.
Now,
that's
right. Now, really quick, how do we feel about that? Because I mean, I guess it would depend on which show she goes to. Because don't we have enough big name, especially in the women's division, where women get 1 or 2 matches a night, and then maybe 2 matches at a pay-per-view? Like, do we think it's too crowded at the moment? Because there are a lot of them.
It's crazy, man.
No.
Since Lita came out and they rebranded the whole Divas thing, like that's just expounded. Like it's
They
nuts.
need a separate Divas show.
That would be cool. A women's wrestling division solo.
well.
Yeah.
On that note, there is the women's tournament in June or July. They're doing a UK champion or tournament based, but for women.
Nice.
So I'm excited to actually see that. I enjoy watching women wrestling, but as long as they're good wrestlers.
And they have been since the rebranding. Ever since they stopped being divas and it was the women's championship.
Yeah. There are a couple of people on the main roster, a couple of the women that I don't think should be on the main roster that I would like, Asuka to replace, or Asuka, or however we're decide to pronounce that. I would like her to replace some of the people.
Who?
Who? Nia Jax, Carmella can get the fuck out of there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who else do we got?
What was the other one that we talked about earlier? The one she's Samoan that isn't Nia Jax.
Well,
the one that was injured.
Tamina. Here's my thing with Tamina is she can wrestle. She's got ring rust because she was out with that injury.
Right.
Jimmy Snuka's daughter. She can stay, but people like Naomi, people like Charlotte, Those women have been working their asses off, and they perform well and put on good matches. Even Sasha Banks, I'll stand behind her.
Yeah.
Held that fucking Hell in the Cell match that Sasha and Charlotte did. Like, they're stepping up their game, but I feel like Asuka would enhance that, or would, complement those.
It'd be a different
those.
element, because they all, while very different, are all similar in some ways. So it would definitely, like, their fighting style is their fighting style. But no, I think it would serve the women's division well to have, like, because they have a Raw and SmackDown version, because they have to. Like, just ditch it and make a women's division, and, like, have the champion come out on, like, have a championship match on Raw or SmackDown, but have it have its own show. I mean, cruiserweights get it, the UK gets it, so just, let them. And it's not to separate them, and I know people would probably disagree with that, going, oh, well, no, why do you need a separate? Like, it's not to hurt them, it's to help them.
Right. And I wonder if there would be the viewership for a women-only show.
I think so.
Do you think that would hold ratings? And do you think that they would try to tie it in with the Divas reality show?
I would hope not. I would
they would.
I think you would have a good collection of people who enjoy the women's matches and people who enjoy staring at the women.
Again, given the last couple of years, like, it's stepped up all the way around. Like, I'm into it. The matches are usually good.
But I don't think it will hold water. Like, I don't, as a separate brand, I think ratings would go down.
I wouldn't say a separate TV show. Make it make it network, like NXT and 205 Live and stuff. Make it network.
It would have to be in the app.
Yeah, don't make it a separate TV show.
Okay.
I don't think it would survive on television, but in the WWE network, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it'd be cool to see. But really quick, so we'll move from that. Yeah, so no, we'll see. I think it'd be cool. I don't know if I'd like to see her lose. I'd like to see her be like, look, nobody can beat me, so I'm going to retire the belt. Here you go. And then move up to the next run.
The thing, though, is she'll have to lose to push some of these other ladies in NXT.
To give somebody a boost, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. So let's go to the main event. Hideo versus Bobby Roode. You said you liked it.
It was all right. It's funny about Bobby Roode. Like, I'm into Bobby Roode, then I'm not, then I am, then I'm not.
Am I wrong in that he's a Rick Rude clone? Like, that's the point, right? Yeah. Like, he's the glorious Bobby Roode and ravishing Rick Rude.
Right.
He even does a fucking DDT.
Yeah, and he did it well in that match.
Oh, he did.
Dude can wrestle.
The glorious DDT is amazing.
Hideo, I like him too, man.
Yeah.
Also good. Like, it's a good match. Every Bobby Roode match I've seen has more or less been a good match. Yeah, I thought you might turn me down some.
No. You guys are running the show for like 15 minutes.
No, you're going up?
Yeah.
All right. So, every match I've seen with him has been great. So,
I agree.
What can you do?
I agree. But, my only thing is with Hideo is I feel like he needs to step up on his character a little bit more. Like, I know you can't really do much with that whole thing, but I don't know. I feel like Shinsuke, kind of, not to compare him just based on race and everything, but Shinsuke has a little bit more charisma to him, so that enhances the fact that he's a good wrestler as well.
Well, that's also the first time I've seen Hideo wrestle. But even from that small peek into that world, like, I feel like you've already got that guy. What can you do,
Yeah, he's, he moves well in the ring. He does the GTS. It's a good finisher. I have no problem with that finisher, but I don't know. I don't know if Hideo is ready to carry the NXT brand. I think Bobby Roode currently, one could beg to, we got Drew McIntyre and Aleister Black on the brand. Those two are definitely ready to carry the brand, but, both of those guys are still new.
Right.
And I mean, not Drew, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Now, hasn't Bobby Roode been in the main roster in SmackDown or Raw at some point? Like, didn't he go on TV for a while? Didn't he go and wrestle up there? Am I crazy?
I don't know if he's been on main roster for WWE. I just remember him from TNA.
Maybe that's where I saw him. I don't know for sure.
But I remember him, I want to say he worked under the TNA, like their faction Beer Money.
Beer money,
Uh,
huh?
yeah, Beer Money is a stable or affection that they have there, and I want to say he worked with them, but I could be mistaken.
Right.
I don't really watch TNA enough to.
No, I never really watched any of that, to be honest. So
TNA I only followed when like Jeff Hardy, Sting were kind of around. I just wanted to see what those guys were doing, and then Jeff Hardy got fired for. Did you hear about that? Jeff Hardy showing up to their pay-per-view completely trashed out of his tits, and
right.
Eric Bischoff came out and said, "Yeah, you're done.
Yeah, I
you're
remember
done."
hearing about that. We lost your
But
video.
we lost my video.
Yeah, you froze with your mouth open. It's funny.
No,
Oh well, we'll have to keep going because I still have audio. Or do
there we
I?
go.
Oh, you're back. Nice.
There, I just closed out a video and redid it. But yeah, I'll get back to talking about Bobby Roode's match and all that. I think it ended the way it should have, or it ended the way he should have won. I don't think Hideo is ready for
No, I
the
agree
title.
with you. I agree. So the main event, I also didn't see the main event because I had to go back out again. Nate,
Oh,
Nate wanted me to
AOP
watch all.
versus,
He told me this morning to watch all of these today. I'm like, I don't have time for 9 hours of pay-per-views, man.
Yeah, a lot happened this weekend.
Right.
But we had after the championship match, it was the tag team championship match. It was Authors of Pain versus DIY. So the match, it's a ladder match. It was a good match. Authors of Pain, being fucking beasts that they are, were basically destroying DIY. And once here and there, DIY would, show like a little bit of life, and they would be like right there and almost get the match. But I think everyone knew that AOP was going to win.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there were some great spots, like DIY climbed up. The two of them climbed up on one side of the ladder, on both sides of the ladder, and then jumped onto the Authors of Pain, each of them lying on a ladder. So, I mean, there were some great spots, but AOP takes it. But them retaining their championship wasn't really like the main thing. DIY heads back up to the top of the ramp, and they're, on each other, and like, good match. Next thing you know, I think is Ciampa, or however you pronounce his last name, the bald guy in DIY,
Mm-hmm.
ends up turning on Johnny Gargano and just destroys him. Ends up throwing him into the Tron. After that, does like a bulldog thing off the side of the stage. So
I wish I had seen that. That sounds like a moment.
it was a good moment. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of knew he was gonna turn, because on Twitter, there was a female who posted that she was going to record new vocals for Johnny Gargano's entrance. So I was kind of like, well, why is he getting a new entrance unless he's going to do a singles match?
Right.
So
That makes sense.
I kind of put two and two together. So I was just like waiting for it. And
Regardless of a slight spoiler that you saw, like, don't you think after a lifetime of watching wrestling, there's just not much that they can do to surprise us? You can feel it when it's coming. Like, you just know how everything's going to go. Half the time, as a fan, you can call the match beforehand.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, especially being a fan for a while, you end up being able to pick your spots. Like, oh, he's going to go into a back body drop. Oh, he's going to go for the back body drop, but he's going to kick him in the face. And all those spots and all that you can kind of call. And like you said, you kind of knew that they were going to break because they've won the championship already. They did their run. They went over well with the fans, but I think they both those guys, Gargano and Ciampa, were kind of at a standstill as a team. And I don't think NXT and all those guys knew what to really do with them. So I think that's going to help both of those guys, and by splitting them apart and building that storyline and that feud, it's just going to help them both develop as singles. So.
Now, outside of that, in terms of splitting people up with Lana and Rusev, I mean, I don't know how I feel about them anyway, but splitting them up, I feel like, is just death for both of them. Putting Lana in singles competition and putting Rusev on another show. What is the point?
To be honest, I never really paid too much attention of between their interaction as like her being a manager or whatever her role was. I really don't. I don't think Rusev is going to suffer from it. I think Rusev is going to still be, you know, the big guy, dominating guy that he's always been.
Right.
Lana, however, I don't know. I feel like she's going to kind of be like a, you know, going back to talking about women, Nia Jax and what's her name? Dana Brooks. Kind of maybe along that same line, like kind of a curvier, you know, lady.
Right.
But I feel like she's just a dancer. I mean, that's kind of her promos that they cut.
Yeah, they dance. And those promos, like they did that with the teasers for Emelina. Total fail.
Yep.
So why try it again with somebody who's already established as a character? Granted, Lana's a holdout of like the valets of yesteryear. She's like the only one. So I get trying to make her wrestle, but I don't know. The Ravishing Russian and Rusev, like that kind of worked, you know. And what are they going to do? Just drop the Russian gimmick completely and just act like it was never there, as they do?
Yeah, and it sucks that they do that because, like you said, she was kind of as for valets, she was one that was going to carry that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't, like I said, I don't think he's going to suffer. I think she's going to suffer from it.
I think so. So,
but
on to Backlash then?
Yeah, hell yeah. Did you see the kickoff for Backlash?
No, I came in mid-match.
Okay, I actually missed the match, but I saw they ran some highlights of it, unless that's what they're showing right now on my network channel, literally as I'm looking at it. But yeah, it was the Perfect 10, Ty Dillinger versus who did he face? Now I'm blanking. It was Ty Dillinger and Aiden English. That's who it was. And Ty Dillinger ended up picking up the win. Now that's a guy from NXT that I'm glad he came up, but I feel like, you know, how we talked about earlier, being lost in the fold. I think he's going to be one of those guys. I think he's going to end up being lost and stuck at, you know, a Zack Ryder area.
Right, which is bound to happen. You're talking about all the like pre-show matches right now, which I didn't see any of.
Yeah, that was the only one I knew that happened.
Is it? Yeah, I came in right in the middle of the Nakamura match.
Yeah, but going to Nakamura, I was actually shocked that they started the show off with that.
It was a weird night for that. There were a lot of things that I thought should have been higher up on the card.
Like Harper and Rowan.
Yeah, why was that so high on the card, man? As opposed to, like, I get it, like, you know, you kind of have an ebb and flow to the show. So you need to keep people interested, right? But to have Styles that far down on the card, I don't know. Seems strange. They could have flip-flopped those matches and I would have been fine with that.
But yeah, it was, they had a good match. Like, I had a feeling between the two of those guys that it was going to be good anyways, because Dolph being, you know, being the guy he's, you know, was he 3-time world champion?
I think so. 2. I'm not really sure, but as we said before, like you talk about guys coming up and getting lost in the fold. Both of those guys.
Yeah.
Dolph to me is HBK reincarnated. Like he's all charisma. He's a great wrestler. He should be huge. Like, you know, I don't know. That's just me. Hey, Nate's back in the chat. Look at that. So, given your background, what do you think of Nakamura's intro? Like, that's my favorite intro right now outside of Finn Balor.
Yeah, actually, just talking with my girlfriend, I literally, as soon as he kicked on, I was like, dude, his introduction is so fucking badass.
Like, he's over just with that. Like, the match hardly matters at that point.
When he, the first time I ever went to the NXT taping over here at school, was the night that he came back to say goodbye and everybody came out on the stage. And when they ran that intro, it is so awesome in person. and just like the strobes that they have going, and then everybody, humming to the melody of his music there. Great fucking entrance, and it really plays perfectly with his charisma, his unique kind of thing that he's got going on. Like, I really enjoy it.
He has panache.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude. He's a great character. Like, regardless if he could speak English well or not, I don't give a shit. He's a, I can see why Austin likes him a lot. So, yeah. But yeah, the match was good. I'm actually going to sidestep talking about entrances real quick. Because you said Finn Balor. Finn Balor is definitely up there for entrance. Like, that guy is brilliant.
Yeah. And it doesn't matter if he comes out with Balor Club or the Demon. Either one, I'm into both. He makes both of it work no matter what. And that's another thing. The fact that he essentially has two separate gimmicks, but as one, you never know what you're going to get. How many wrestlers do that outside of, I don't know, Mick Foley?
There's not a lot of wrestlers. A lot of wrestlers who attempt to do that, it buries them.
Right.
Like, JBL, Stone Cold, HBK, and Triple H kind of talked about that. In reference to Undertaker, how Undertaker went from Undertaker the Dead Man to the Prince of Darkness to and no one was ever able to go from character to character and still keep that, fans loving you and all that. And I think Finn Balor is one of the few guys that can actually do that. Like, not that he's changing character type or whatever, but it's two iterations of Finn Balor.
He's essentially got two sides of his personality coming out,
Yeah.
I don't know. It works and it's great. Like,
yeah.
A lot of these guys that are mid-card guys are my favorite wrestlers, and I would like to see them do more. It bums me out.
The guy that I'm like watching with like a lot of focus is Aleister Black on NXT.
Yeah.
His entrance, I think, is badass. He is an amazing in-ring wrestler, and he plays that. I mean, right now he hasn't said anything in his debut. He's just been the quiet, kind of dark, mysterious guy. So I'm excited to see. I really hope they don't fuck that up, and I really hope, his character and how they've packaged him sticks. So
I'll have to check that out. I haven't seen him yet.
Dude, he's an insane wrestler. But after Dolph and Shinsuke obviously taking the win there, and people went crazy.
Yeah, as he should have.
Yeah, hell yeah. I knew he was going to end up taking the win.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like WWE would have completely fucked themselves if they...
Yeah, they would have. I hope that actually goes somewhere. I mean, does that effectively end the feud between them? Probably not, right? It should just ramp that up. I don't know where they're at in the storyline for those two.
What would be really cool is if that feud carried over into maybe a run for the U.S. title.
Mm-hmm.
Because that pushes Shinsuke and Dolph at the same time. Being a fan of both, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
No, that'd be cool. Whatever's mutually beneficial for both of those guys would be great.
Yeah. So the second match, and it's funny that Nate isn't here, but the second match, I know he said he enjoyed it.
I did not. I have both of those teams, dude. I just hate. The Usos should not have gone heel. I didn't like them when they were face, but as heels, they're just stereotypical assholes, and I hate it. And Breezango, you know what's amazing to me about them? Is they've taken, like, homoeroticism and a touch of androgyny, and they've fed it to all these rednecks, right? So they're all in the crowd doing this fucking... You know what they're doing. And they're just cool with it, right? It's amazing what you can feed into people, and, it's fine. It's fine. But in their own world, like, if these fans had on what these guys have on and were doing what they were doing, they would freak out. Homosexual panic everywhere. That's the only amazing thing about Breezango. Outside of that, Breezango?
Breezango.
Fuck them. I don't care. I hate both of them. So I assume this is the match you guys were talking about gimmicky bullshit in, right?
Yeah, he said, I'll speak for for Nate
I
here,
forgot
and
about
according
that,
to his
too.
notes.
Yeah.
He said people still care about the Usos. He wanted Breezango to win. He said he found a chance for Let's Go Grandma and all that to be entertaining. Now, I agree with you. I wasn't entertained. I don't mind the Usos, but when they were face,
He's here to defend himself right now.
It is Breezango.
Breeze suck my dick. I don't
watching
care.
in the car.
Yeah, I saw you in the chat.
So first off, it's Breezango, and second off, Secret Agent Tyler Breeze is amazing.
dude, fucking stupid.
No, Secret Agent Tyler. Dude, the crowd was chanting "Let's go, Grandma." It was amazing. Let's go, Grandma.
So the grandma thing was so bad that I forgot about it.
It was so good.
Nope. No, it's not good.
No.
And then
Okay.
with the mop, when he was mopping, and then like Uso ran into it, and he mopped his face.
When I'm watching wrestling and jerking off at the same time, and they come on, it fucks up my whole.
It makes you not come on.
Fucks my whole night up, man.
I will give you one thing.
Gotta eat the dick.
I'll give you one thing. The mop spot was somewhat humorous. However, when it comes to gimmicks with tag teams and everything, and then having a match around that, it was horrible. If I want to, my thing is like, I like gimmick. Look at D-Generation X. But the thing with D-Generation X is they could still perform a great match and still have that gimmicky along with it.
Yeah, but are you saying that Tyler Breeze and Fandango are not talented wrestlers?
I didn't say that. I just felt like there wasn't a lot of wrestling within that match.
No, there wasn't a lot of wrestling. Ashley says she loves it.
Of course she does.
She
I want to eat
loves
the
it.
dick.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. And do you know why she wants to eat the dick?
I'll tell me why. I'm gonna be falking your ass later. I think those should have been flip-flopped, right? And that was to you, not her. But all right, go ahead.
That's what the bumpers are for. They're out of context.
I know.
DJ doesn't know what to think.
No.
Welcome,
He's waiting to get back to business.
Welcome to being on a show with us.
No, I'm down. It's fine. But no, I Breezango, I'm not a fan.
It's the most in Backlash proper, or with Backlash proper. It is the most fun that I had on the pay-per-view.
I'll give you that. It was definitely the lighter.
Yeah, and you have to cater to everyone, I guess. But
it's
not for me.
I wanted to chime in really quick. The Shinsuke match, yeah, I agree. They definitely should continue the feud. I do think that they made the right choice by having Shinsuke win the first one, because I think having Ziggler win it would have deflated the whole thing.
Yeah, it would have.
Yeah.
I like Ziggler. You know what Ziggler reminds me of? And this is going to be funny, and you both play them, so you'll agree. Ziggler is your creative wrestler, where you pick all your favorite finishing moves. Because he does the zigzag, which was somebody else's move. He does the sweet chin music. He even stomps in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He does the famouser.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Miz is that guy too, who takes everybody's.
Well, right, but like the Ziggler doesn't. He does them like the person before him did them. Like the famouser
He does them in
is
a more
set up,
like paying tribute and
Right,
homage
right.
to that
It's
guy.
an homage.
Right.
And he is essentially
He's
an
CAW.
amalgam of HBK and Billy Gunn.
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm cool with that, because I love those guys.
No, I don't have a problem with him. I think Ziggler. I think he.
The Miz, on the other hand, fuck off.
Miz is awesome.
No.
Dude, man, that really, because I had stopped watching wrestling for so long, and that was what re-spiked my interest several years ago. Now was when the Miz had his world title run, when he first debuted the I'm Awesome gimmick. Like
Yeah.
I loved it. Like the Miz was the shit.
Miz is another one of those guys that huge respect for being such an amazing heel or face, whatever he's doing.
Right.
He is amazing at what he does. But I think he does it so well that I really do. I dislike watching him. Like he makes me hate him. So,
I could see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I you know what? It's probably his woman, his wife, that probably
Maurice.
annoys me more than anything.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Like I said, I like him. I like the exchanges that him and Ambrose have been having. I find them entertaining.
I think Ambrose is great.
Ambrose-
I enjoy that.
Yeah, I can watch
That
the Miz
contrast.
if Ambrose is there. Like that works. for me.
Who is he fighting at Extreme Rules? Is he fighting Miz?
Ambrose?
Yeah, because it's in 2 weeks.
I would assume so. I don't know if they've announced the rematch yet,
Okay.
but I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
where it
'cause-
ended in a
'cause-
DQ that they're gonna
yeah.
probably carry that, Extreme Rules, no DQ type of thing.
Right.
So
Yeah, because we've got that in 2 weeks, so that'll be a lot of fun. All right. So had you guys moved on to Zayn and Corbin yet, or are you still going?
We were about to.
Okay, go ahead.
You're
we
basically
were
right there.
wrapping up on your boys there.
Breeze Dango.
So here's another one. Sami Zayn. Like I fucking look at me.
He
I
looks-
love Sami Zayn, man.
The hat, it's the
Yeah,
hair.
Yeah, come on. So
Yeah,
and
I
I like Baron Corbin too. They're both great, right? I just
Yep.
don't see them feuding each other, and I want them both to be further up on the card separately. What was the match we talked about it that Corbin should have been in a match with somebody else?
Corbin Orton.
There you go. That would be a great match. I would love to see that. Sami
Did you
Zayn.
see that match last SmackDown?
I saw it.
I thought it was
SmackDown?
an amazing match. Those two did great together in the ring.
Yeah.
Orton
Yeah.
and Corbin.
No,
But,
see, I don't watch the TV show, the stuff that's aired on USA. I mean, I have USA, but I don't watch it just because there's no convenient way app wise to watch it. I really wish that, like,
You don't have the Spectrum app?
I do, but it doesn't. I have to watch it when it's on.
Yes.
Yeah,
Which you're at
I'm
work?
at work,
You can't just stream it?
not on Monday and Tuesday.
You're not on it? You're on a machine?
Yeah.
Shitty.
Saturday and Sundays when I'm not on the machine.
Mm-hmm.
But see, so here's what let's sidetrack for a second. One thing I think they should do with the WWE Network app, you can log in with your cable provider. Now they're limited. I think it's for non-US providers. But you should be able to link it to your cable account. Like, I don't care. Like, make me pay the $10 a month and let me link it to my cable account. The only reason I want to link it to my cable account is so you can see that I'm paying for cable, which means the USA Network is getting my money somehow.
Right.
Which means I should be able to watch Raw and SmackDown live on the network app.
That's a whole other can of worms right there, man. That fucking pisses me off.
It is.
Let's have cable, but let's be cord cutters. You can watch all this shit if you have cable.
Right.
Fuck you, one or the other. I don't want to have all these microtransactions either to pay for every network. Just give me something different.
Yeah, Sammy can't take a beating. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, continue. Sorry.
Great match. I mean, that the fucking what was it? The chokeslam into the backbreaker. Fucking awesome, dude. That made the whole match for me. And again, just the fact that Sammy's there to sell that shit, I'm in.
Those two work really well together. It was a great match. Like some of the bumps that Sammy was taking, like Gremlin said in the chat, it was just like, man, Sammy, you're going all out there. Like I think the first major bump that I saw that was like, well, shit, was there was a spine buster that Corbin did. That was like, well, fuck. And then, yeah, the choke slam to backbreaker was just nutty.
I guess it plays into Sami Zayn's hand. Like, he is the underdog. It's in his name. So
Yeah.
for him to have to fight uphill all the time, that makes sense. But again, I wish there was more. I'm glad he's on pay-per-views at least, but like you have Owens getting that push, I want Sammy to have that push.
And I have a feeling that where the relationship that Sammy and Owens have outside of TV, I feel like that might come into play here if Owens keeps on retaining the championship.
It'll have to at some point, right?
Yeah,
Because
I feel like that.
The quality of match that those two put on, those guys are missing out not having those matches take place.
On that note, however, I feel like if Owens keeps on retaining, so I mean, now I'm just going into DJ's fantasy here, but like AJ loses to Owens, he keeps on missing out, and maybe he gets a run at the WWE championship. Like a battle between like Sami Zayn and Shinsuke for #1 contention against Owens.
I was gonna say that those two feuding would be amazing.
That'd be an amazing match. And I feel like even if they wanted to throw Baron Corbin in there for a triple threat contendership, that would be insane.
Thoughts?
Yeah. Wow. What the fuck
Yeah,
just
what
happened to my
happened
mic?
there?
I don't know. My mic went all screwy.
I totally agree with everything you just said,
Yeah,
so
no,
it's up to you, man.
I was just kind of listening. Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck is wrong with the mics right now. Do I sound really echoey? I sound
you
echoey,
do.
don't I?
You do, which is just all of a sudden. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know what
Maybe
happened.
I'm picking you up. Maybe we're too close.
Maybe.
Sound
Oh, there we
fine
go.
on
You know
my
what?
end.
No, my gain was too low.
Oh.
Now I'm too loud. Sorry, people. Technical difficulties. But yeah, no. So I don't know. It's tough. We've seen Zayn in so many things. Like the one time that we've seen Zayn, and you know, you and I have been doing this since January of last year, and it's always Zayn and Owens, and they always put on a great match. And I think we had said at one point, like, all right, bring them with other people. Like, let's do something else. But then you bring them elsewhere, and you have these two great entertainers who seem to have a difficult time performing with other people. Like, you know, what was it, last pay-per-view? Owens Jericho should be amazing. Wasn't. Zayn and so many other people that he's fought should be a great match. At 50% of the time, it's not. I think that it's an issue where I don't think that I don't think his ring technique lines up with everybody. You need someone who it's somebody who complements his style.
And I think in WWE's case right now, you see a lot of that anyway. A lot of stuff where it's matches that I wouldn't necessarily... It works, but it doesn't. There's just something off.
Right.
They don't taste good together,
Like,
you know?
Like Braun Strowman versus Kalisto.
Right. Like, you don't always need to have the David
when
versus
did that
Goliath
happen?
thing. So Gremlin in the chat says AJ versus Nakamura versus Kevin Owens for the U.S. title. You throw Sami Zayn in there, and I'm in. I'm good with that.
The thing
I
about
feel
AJ and Nakamura is they fought each other so many times in Japan.
I'll see more. We haven't seen that here.
No, but that's what I'm saying is, but their chemistry is spot on.
Right. That's a good thing. Mainstream
Right.
fans that are U.S. fans and not going deep dish are not going to know, you know?
You know, it's funny. They went over the list of all the people that Nakamura has fought, like in Japan and stuff like that, and like he fought Lesnar a couple times. I would love to see Lesnar Nakamura.
That would be awesome.
Yeah,
I would just love to see Lesnar.
I know, right?
So can we talk about how absentee champions are stupid?
I think I talked about this Wednesday on the weekly show, but I am so tired of championships and how they're losing credibility. Like when a championship changes hands, I do like that. I don't like it every fucking week. Like, I'm so tired of a flop, like the whole Chris Jericho to Owens, Chris Jericho to Owens,
or like Sasha Banks and Charlotte.
Yeah,
like Sasha would win it. Yeah,
it means nothing at that point.
Yeah, it loses credibility, and then therefore I don't give a shit about the championship match. If they're going to have back and forth wins and loss, just put them in a normal match and give someone else the title.
Right.
But and then going to championships not having credibility, like if you're going to have a champion like Brock, like at least have him there running promos with, especially where you're a Heyman guy. Be around, do those promos, talk your shit, do your thing.
Or at least have Heyman around.
Have Heyman do it like he's been doing it. Obviously, Brock has no mic skills and does not want to talk anyway.
No, he's a dumb farm boy.
That's fine, but show up, be there.
Yeah.
Like,
see, now I agree, and I slightly disagree, and here's why.
you tell.
I don't think that the title should be defended on TV shows. They shouldn't be. Like, I mean, yeah, have him show up and cut a promo, sure, that would be cool. But
Depends on the title.
the world title,
Yeah.
like the main title, like save it for pay-per-views.
I can see that, but outside of that, I mean, And even pay-per-views now aren't what they were.
No, and can
Pay-per-views are so much more accessible now as opposed to when we were kids, where
And
it's,
they were-
oh, let's get our money together. Mom, can we get $50?
right?
Then it meant something.
And
you
can
know?
we talk a little bit? You and I have talked about it several times, but either people who didn't hear those episodes or obviously DJ coming on has brought some new listeners that are friends and fans of his too. Can we stop diminishing pay-per-views? Like, how many times, again, you and I started this show last January, so we're going on, what, like a year and a half? Mm-hmm. How many times did we hear a rumor that a big name was going to come out at a pay-per-view,
Yeah.
only to have him come out on Raw the next night?
Right.
What the
and I've
fuck?
said that all year, is that Raw has been better
Right.
than all the pay-per-views.
Like Sting came out on Raw.
Right.
Goldberg came out on Raw.
Well, how many percentage-wise, 90% have we sat here and been disgustedly disappointed? Oh, no. Fuck.
Yeah.
That was a waste.
At least Reigns isn't holding the title.
That's
like,
true.
that's a good thing.
See, I
If
really
you
wouldn't
say you
care
like
if-
Roman Reigns, we are going to have words, sir. There might not be a weekly Wednesday show.
why I'm not saying I like him, but why am I supposed to dislike him?
Because it's Roman Reigns.
Okay.
You're supposed to dislike him because he lacks the charisma for the position that they have him in completely. If they
That's
never
not
even
his fault.
No, it's not.
Uh,
But
Sting-
it's not his fault, but you're going to blame him because he's the guy you see acting it out. He still has the Shield gimmick.
Yeah.
He has the Shield garb. He has a Superman punch. What the fuck is a Superman punch? Fuck that. I don't like it.
Superman punch.
I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like that
it.
either.
He's
thing-
going to go crazy and he wants to be your Superman.
My thing is, I don't like him, but I don't dislike him for the reasons that I think everyone's booing him and thanking Braun for attacking him. I find
Oh,
it
that
funny
thank
that
you Strowman chant was great.
I find it funny that people are so quick to turn and be so shitty against Roman when he's in that position because of the universe, the WWE universe. People chose him to be that guy. Like when the Shield debuted and they saw him, they were like, "Oh, that's the guy we want to be. He's the powerhouse of the group."
Well,
Now,
no.
is that because he fits your stereotypical image for a
He's a
champion?
big guy. And he's Samoan. He's related to he's
Right.
Anoi.
Right.
Anoi.
Let's not, okay? Let's just not do that. No more of that.
Right. No, I don't disagree. But there are some things that Roman has done. Like, okay, so the year that everybody wanted him to win the Rumble, which was the year before he won the Rumble, they gave it to Batista. And exactly. Everybody wanted Roman. And when Batista eliminated Roman, everyone flipped their shit. But you know what? That was Roman's chance. And the following year, fuck you. We don't want Roman anymore. We want Daniel Bryan. Now you give us Roman. Stop doing things a year late.
Yep.
So, and then it took forever to get Daniel Bryan. And then he unfortunately got injured. But unfortunately, whatever, he gets to bang a Bella Twin every night now. So I don't think he cares.
I don't know. She's got a bit of a masculine jawline for me. But, and that's another thing that really bums me out is I love Daniel Bryan and I got back into all this right when he got injured.
Yeah.
So I went to Money in the Bank the year that Rollins won. And all he
On
did
the-
was come out to get the crowd pumped up, and that was it.
Yeah.
There was a wrestling magazine that announced or did an interview with Daniel Bryan not too long ago. Bryan wants to wrestle again. WWE is hesitant on doing it, and they're not sure if they're going to clear him. But Bryan says in the next year or so he wants to wrestle again, whether it's with this company or not.
Right. I have a feeling because of the ties. I mean, here's my guess. He wouldn't be coming out and saying that if he's not already cleared. It's the hype. It's the drama. He's gonna wrestle for WWE.
No, I agree wholeheartedly.
He still works for them. He's got the wife or girlfriend. Are they married?
They're married. They just had a kid named Birdie.
Yeah, I know. Birdie. The fuck.
Birdie Bella.
Apparently, the injury was not just to his neck. So no, my as a fan who typically, like you guys, you were talking about when I wasn't here about how like we can see things from a mile away after we've been watching for so long. If he wasn't already cleared or if they didn't know he was going to be cleared, it wouldn't say anything. But really quick back to Reigns, and I know we want to get this wrapped up, but no, so Reigns is a tool. And I don't mean that he's like a tool, like, dude, you're a tool. Like, he is, but that's not what I mean. Like, he is a tool used by them now. Like, he is the only reason people were excited that Orton won the Rumble.
Right.
Because everybody wanted Goldberg or Taker, right? But when you tease the fear of Reigns winning, and you make everyone think Reigns is going to win, and then you give Orton the win, everyone cheers Orton because it's not Reigns. So that is how you get people over, by putting them against Reigns. And he got people to boo The Rock, which is just crazy.
Yeah, and I'll say that I dislike Roman Reigns simply for the fact that he put Undertaker out.
Right, but that was Undertaker's choice.
I know it was his choice, and I understand.
Reigns
all that.
didn't want to. Reigns didn't want to do it. He chose him to do it, and he said, "No, you're the guy."
Still makes me angry.
And I mean, you know what? Whatever. He's probably the only person. Again, Reigns is the tool. Who is the one person that could also beat the Undertaker that would make you less bitter about Lesnar beating Undertaker? Reigns.
I'll take that.
He's the tool. All right, so we'll get moving now because this is a long episode. Christ, yeah, these aren't usually this long. I guess we did do 3 pay-per-views.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
3 pay-per-views and new input. You know.
Yeah, new input.
Sorry.
So no, it's all good. So what are we up? I know he's gonna work, and you keep looking to your left or to your right. So I'm not sure if she's like, I thought this wasn't supposed to be long. What are you doing?
No, she's sleeping. The Backlash is playing again, so I'm just looking to kind
Oh, okay. I thought like you were being like nagged or something.
No, she's sleeping already. So.
Oh, okay. All right. So where were we? Welcoming committee now, right? I didn't see this match at all. So.
Yeah.
Who saw it?
I saw it. Me and Brandy were talking briefly about it on over some notes. Basically, my whole take, we kind of already touched on it, so we'll do this one quick. But all the women on, I believe, SmackDown are in a pretty good position, are good in the ring, good performers, have good characters, minus Carmella. Tamina's got some ring rust and needs to work on some charisma and figure out her shit. But Carmella needs to just get the fuck out, and they need to ditch Ellsworth because he's a fucking nuisance, and I hate him.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe hate's a strong word. I just really, really, really don't like him.
He doesn't need to be there. It's pointless.
He really is pointless. If they don't get rid of Carmella, what they should do is whatever they're doing with Enzo and Cass, throw Carmella at them.
Yeah. Yeah, do that. Or just get rid of her and throw the stupid flat brim fucking hat away.
Yeah, I can't stand her. But for what the welcoming committee there to take the win, I'm kind of, I was more or less shocked, but I'm not.
Wait, did the welcoming committee win?
Yeah, Natalia.
Okay, see, because I missed it, so I thought maybe I misunderstood you, because I thought the team with Charlotte won. The welcoming committee won.
Yeah, Natalia made, I think it was Becky Lynch tap out with the sharpshooter.
Right. Yeah, because Charlotte's face now, right?
For now, I have a feeling that because she's got her championship match with Naomi coming up at some point, and I have a feeling she'll turn heel and do that whole thing. And
right, that's fine.
She'll play nice for now, and I like
I would
Naomi
be more than
a lot.
I would be more than happy to see the belt come off Naomi. When she beat Alexa Bliss, I was so pissed.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because I love Alexa Bliss.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
You don't like her? Her and
dude, she's
Becky
Harley
Lynch, man.
She's Harley Quinn, man.
Becky Lynch, awesome, love her. Naomi, I love her. Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss could use some work in the ring.
Yeah,
but
on both.
See, I think she's phenomenal on the mic. I think she has a great gimmick and a great personality.
You don't think she's a little bit wooden? I think on the mic.
That's why I meant she's getting there.
But my fandom for her
she's
doesn't
better than Bayley
because of that.
On the mic.
Everybody's better than Bayley on the mic.
Yeah. Well,
Cass is better than Bayley on the mic.
And you can't teach that.
You can't teach that.
But going back to the match, the welcome committee, I was kind of shocked that they won. I would have figured they would have given the the momentum to Naomi and
Yeah.
Charlotte to build their match.
Right.
But
And it's like
they
I
didn't-
said, like everybody in the welcoming committee can just go away for the most part.
I know the big thing people were suspecting is a heel turn from Charlotte. Like she was going to turn on them,
Yeah.
and then the welcoming committee would win because she'd turn on them.
I'm sure that'll happen.
Yeah. But
yeah.
anyway,
And Naomi, all I can think of when I see her, like, never mind her wrestling, just her entrance. Like, I just want her to, like, do you guys remember that cartoon where the bears, the gummy bears, they drank the gummy juice and then bounced around?
no, I do
It
not.
was on Nick Jr. No? Gummy bear? No. Anyway, they're these little bears
No,
and they had
no, I
gummy
don't.
juice. And they drink their drugs and then they'd bounce around. That's what I expect her to do, is just bounce on her ass. Like, that's all I
What
can
are we
see.
talking about?
The chick with the
Naomi.
the chick with the raver intro, Naomi.
Yeah, but didn't she used to be a stripper or a porn star?
Negative.
Really?
Yeah, she was neither one of those.
I thought you had looked her up and she was a stripper.
I don't know if it was her.
Maybe it wasn't
She's
her.
mar- remember that,
She's
but-
married to Jimmy Uso, or John.
Really?
Is she?
Yep, they've been married now for a while. But
I know Lana used to be. Lana was a
She was a nude model.
nude
for
model,
sure.
yeah.
yeah, I'm down with that. You know what's funny? Dana Brooks, my girlfriend works as a nurse in a plastic surgery office, and that's the office that Dana Brooks got her boob job. And Dana Brooks's mom was just in the other day and apparently hugged my
Getting a
girlfriend.
boob
Yeah.
job
Like daughter, like mother.
Yep.
like you do.
Yep. But what was the match after the ladies match there? Oh yeah, it was KO and
KO
AJ
versus
Styles.
Age.
Yep.
The battle of the acronyms.
Dana Brooke
Pretty
is
much.
another one that needs to go away, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
There's nothing there for
All
me.
right. So can we talk about this image that one of you put in these
That
notes?
was me.
He looks
I made that.
ridiculous.
That's Peter Griffin.
It is. It is. Yeah. What
Yeah.
the fuck? Who doesn't see that? And I mean, is it a running joke now? Someone must have done it and been like, "Oh, that looks hilarious."
I made that.
No. But I'm just saying, like, that's what it looks like, though.
Yeah.
Like, that's what his face looks like. Who doesn't see that in the studio room, the broadcast area, and go, "Look, we need something different."
Well, ironically, like overhead, it's great on paper, but
It's when you look
Yeah,
at it.
that angle, man, it's just.
I
rough.
noticed that the first time they did it, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I laughed so fucking hard.
Yeah.
I
it's not
tagged
good.
KO on Twitter and posted that photo, so hopefully that gets some heat there.
Yeah. Oh, you motherfuckers gotta change this. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Or lay
But,
fuck. Whatever.
The match
French
overall, I
anger.
thought was good. Oh God, Tyler Breeze is in the grandma outfit still. Okay, I just looked to my right and saw that. That's, God damn it.
Let's go, Grandma.
No, I mean it's better than Beach Ball Mania. I can't stand that chant. But I digress. AJ and Styles, I thought it was a good match. I was kind of bummed how it
KO and
ended.
Styles. You said AJ and Styles.
Oh yeah,
It's
AJ
a
and
split
KO.
personality fight.
AJ's every woman. It's all on him.
I'm drunk. Just kidding.
I wish I was.
I wish I didn't have to work
What time do you work?
soon.
Oh fuck. But yeah, I kind of said it earlier. Like, I don't really like how they ended it with a count out and a disqualification, or I mean a title retention through the
Right.
count out. But it makes sense for KO's character. Like he would do that. Like
Right.
he would just be like, meh, whatever. I'll keep my title and I'll walk away. You stay there, and it kicks him back in the head. So
Right.
that's a very KO heel thing to do. So
It is, and it works. And he's another one who we saw AJ debut at kind of at the beginning of this this podcast, and it was really exciting when he debuted. I don't think he holds it anymore. I don't find him exciting anymore. Maybe it was the whole stint with I don't know. I just don't. Does he do it for you
it's,
still?
It's all on how they used him. Like if he was utilized the way that I would want him to be utilized, then yeah, I'd be totally into it. But again, those are two guys I really enjoy. I don't necessarily enjoy them doing what they're doing right now.
Right.
I liked Owens way more as a face. And Styles, I don't know. I haven't seen him in a niche in WWE yet where I've really enjoyed his performance.
The only
His matches are good.
Yeah.
It's not that. It's just I don't really like his gimmick either. That guy needs some fucking rock music, man.
the whole like coming out to the it doesn't fit his character.
But that's I guess that's neither here nor there. That's just personal preference.
Right.
Like, I don't know.
But no, I thought his match, and it's funny, as much as everyone complained about it before it happened, I thought his match with Shane was great at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. I enjoyed that match a lot.
Yeah, it was one of the highlights of the night. And then, and when he does have a good match, his matches with Cena are always good. He made you change your opinion on Cena for a brief moment.
Yeah.
His matches with Cena are great. But yeah, I don't think he has either he doesn't have the mic skills all around like he needs, or again, he's just not being utilized in the right story that fit his strengths.
Right.
I'll say I feel it's the latter. I feel that it's creative not really knowing where to put him just yet.
Right.
But we'll see. It could be that he's just kind of he may not know what he wants to do either.
Right.
Now
it's funny given the roster and then the influx of people coming in from NXT that still they can't find people to go against people in the right manner. You would think that with all of those people at their disposal, they could find a good matchup for everybody.
Right. No, I agree. They just WWE just signed two people from Japan. One's a female. I don't know about the other one,
right.
But I think her name's like Lo something, or I don't know. But
so the next two matches, I just don't care about.
Yeah, I mean, we can highlight over Harper Rowan very briefly.
I barely watched it.
It was boring. Harper won.
And the main event, after the haunted House of Horrors match, I don't know what the fuck to think of anything.
Yeah, I love Orton. I've always loved Orton. I mean, even when he was the young punk, I mean, I loved Evolution.
Hated Evolution. That's why I stopped watching wrestling.
Orton was great. And I've always liked the character. I've always liked the gimmick and the theme, and the whole Viper thing and the RKO out of nowhere is great. I loved the Legend Killer thing. I think he should have been the one to end the Undertaker streak.
I agree with that.
Especially being Cowboy Bob Orton's son. Let somebody who has the heritage do it. Show respect to your former coworker and stuff like that. I think that would have made more sense than a Lesnar. That being said, he should be out there and he should be fighting people that fit. I don't have a problem with Jinder per se. I haven't seen him enough to have a problem with him. I hate the whole you've got your stooges as your guys and they help you like that. There's so many things that are 80s gimmick about that character. He's the guy with brown skin coming into America because wrestling is watched by a bunch of rednecks and you're all racist and
those kind of things just perpetuate racism.
Right.
Yeah, despite him being equality in wrestling, blah, or whatever the fuck he spits out in the mic. All you're doing, all the rednecks that watch that see, and the kids see, is how to perpetuate racism.
Right.
You're creating stereotypes, and they should stop.
And the fact that he's Canadian.
And the fact that he's Canadian. And the fact that they had that House of Horrors match, and all of a sudden, the culmination of your feud with Bray gives you, it births this. He had a dual feud going beforehand, and now it's just him and Jinder, and it makes no sense to me at all.
Right.
They don't need the matchup. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
I think what it was they gave Orton the belt, or they gave Bray the belt because Orton won the Rumble, and the whole thing was it was to break up the Wyatt family.
Right.
That was the whole point.
Right.
I think what it is, back to AJ and so many other problems, this creative didn't know what to do. So they're like, all right, we need a way to take a belt off Orton. Nothing we do is going to make any sense. So let's just get Jinder to take. Now here's the thing. I assume, if somebody in creative has their head on straight, there's not going to be a rematch. There's not going to be a continuing feud.
No, that should have been the culmination.
Right. So who does Jinder go up against next?
Let him go off into the ether.
He's the champion.
Don't care.
Just take the belt with you. See you later.
Forget about it. Or, here's what happens. Tomorrow night on Raw, or whatever show he's a part of.
SmackDown.
Okay, Tuesday night on SmackDown, he loses it, and then he's gone. That's it.
That would be nice. He pulls a cane.
Oh, yeah.
So no, but no. I mean, whatever. The double DDT thing was cool. That Orton had some save face with that fucking incredible body suplex backdrop thing that he did,
insane.
And then the facial expression. Like I want to.
I might have fucking killed that guy.
I want a gif. I want a gif of that that facial expression. Then he hands JBL his hat. Like that was all good.
See, and that's there are highlights to that match, but
Right.
overall,
And even then, Jinder didn't look bad. He's not bad in the ring. It's just the character's stupid. Like it's no different than like if you have a gay character who's blatantly gay, like fucking Christ, Billy and Chuck.
I think you're thinking of the Miz.
Miz isn't gay.
He's not?
No.
You sure?
Yes, he's effeminate. There's a difference.
He's metrosexual?
Metrosexual.
I see.
But like, don't perpetuate the stereotype. Like you were saying like 5 minutes ago. Like, let him come out, let him be Indian or whatever. Like, I mean, he was born in Canada, but he's still got Indian heritage. That's fine. But don't be like this all like, fuck America, you're all dumb.
Well, here's the thing, right? In that company, if your skin is a bit too caramel and you're not Samoan, you're a fucking terrorist. Or if you're black, you're a goddamn
Mark Henry or a
Black
gangster.
Panther fucking returning from
Do you
Africa.
remember fucking Ahmed Johnson?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, is that whole thing. Like,
Yeah, the Nation of Domination. Yeah. Man.
And even to go back,
there are some dark
years,
days
the
in wrestling.
Stuff that went on TV is fucking amazing to me.
Well, it's like 20 years now, but
WCW especially, like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
99 WCW, what the fuck is going on that show, man?
I'm just shocked that, like, you kind of said it earlier, like, if someone has their head on straight and creative, like, who doesn't look at that and get uncomfortable and be like, you know what, we have kids that watch this, maybe we shouldn't, to use your words, perpetuate racism. Like, why the fuck is that even a thing anymore? Like, there are so many different ways of, I think I said this on my weekly show,
you know
too.
what he is?
Why couldn't...
He's there to get a rise out of the Trump supporters. It's purely political. The same way that Sergeant Slaughter and the Iron Sheik, that was all during the Iraqi War. Like and whatever. Art mimics life, and I get that. And right now that's what's going on. And there are a lot of wrestlers that support Trump. It's a very rednecky thing. Yeah. Wrestling is big in the South. Wrestling is big among lower income households. So is Trump.
So it only makes sense to have a guy named Randy taking out a towel head.
Right, exactly. But so he is there. He's the anti-Trump. He's there because he's he's the darker skinned, and he's there to perpetuate that. It's dumb, it's ignorant, it's stupid, but unfortunately,
Randy, he even has the all-American boy look to him, the fucking stupid squinty eyes and the jawline.
And his dad was Cowboy Bob Orton.
Yeah, fucking Randy Orton.
Like, he's American as American can be. But see,
they should have just done the whole, like, Jinder, I was a mid-card guy. I've been ignored for so long. Look at the great shape I'm in. Now give me my chance.
Look at the steroids. Look at the steroids I took.
Yeah, like, I'd watch that. Wait, like, I don't know.
Apparently there's Gremlin says there's a WWE shop in India, and he thinks that's why they're pushing Jinder. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Even then, like, think about all of the character actors in movies and, like, your 80s action and thereafter, all of those things. Or any movie where there's a villain and they represent an entire country, right?
Well, like Die Hard.
Yeah. So if you're trying to sell to India and you're one Indian wrestler, he's not even Indian, is he?
He's Indian descent,
Right,
but
is
no,
he
he's
Indian
Canadian.
on the show? Like, is he
Yeah,
supposed
he's
to
from India.
Is he?
Yeah.
All I see is like terrorist, which is like what they're selling him as, right?
Right.
Like, if you're
The Maharaja.
if you're
whatever the fuck
Indian, are you gonna want to buy his merch when he's like criminalizing all of you? Am I way off base?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know what Indian culture is, but we
in
typically like the villains.
In terms of the show, if you read between the lines, he's basically saying "fuck America," right?
Yeah. Well, fuck it. Fuck ignorance.
Right, but
But
that's not what the American viewer is seeing.
Right. Right.
As far as I'm concerned.
Right. No.
So if you're an Indian viewer and you see that and you see all the hatred dumped on him from us, well, maybe I've talked myself into buying the merch as an Indian boy. I don't know.
Well, think
I'm
about it.
just a slumdog idiot. What do I know?
Right, but think about it. You are in a Trump America. So fuck.
I'm not in a Trump America.
Yes, you
I
are.
am my own sovereign nation. I am not in a Trump America.
But so
you'll not be crossing my borders. Thank you.
We are in a.
I'm gonna be falking your ass later.
Crossing the border. But no, so we are in a Trump America. So hating America outside of America.
Well, that's nothing
the
new,
thing
though.
to do.
We are consistently the world's policeman.
Well, not for the last 8 years.
This has gone way beyond wrestling.
Gremlin, I appreciate it. Thank you. All right, we'll tie it back to wrestling really quick. I noticed one thing during a promo, and I am excited. It was a
down boy.
I want to eat the dick.
Beep, beep.
We need more bumpers.
We need crickets, I think.
That would be great. Right there, it would have been perfect.
Cheep, cheep. Yeah.
No, so they did the promo that had it showed all the events. It was advertising WrestleMania in New Orleans next year, and it was all the different events. But it was a new promo cut, obviously, right? Guess who was in the promo? Hulk Hogan. That's exciting.
Why? Why is
Because
that
that
exciting?
means Hogan's coming back.
Why is that exciting?
Why do we need him back?
Why can't we let our racist
Oh,
heroes
so
die?
no, this is going to happen. Are they going to play what they did with Muhammad Hassan and have the good old
Oh, they
take your
should totally have
vitamins,
Hogan come out and feud against. There we go. That's it right there.
that.
Hogan versus Jinder.
So he is basically a piece of beef jerky at this point, right?
Hogan? Yeah. I think he has
Like,
been
he's
for a
all
while.
leather, you know?
Yeah.
I don't need any more of that. Let your heroes die. God.
You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become a villain.
And then you're the hero again.
And you're a hero again, yeah. Well, I happened with Two-Face, too. He became the hero again.
Mm.
So...
I'm talking about a hero. Not that Kane is my hero, but Kane's my number one, Undertaker number two, Sting probably number three.
Kane over Taker?
What did I say?
You said Kane over Taker. You said Kane's your number one, Undertaker's your number two.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Oh, I mean, I like them together. Like I don't know. Like Kane is who got me into wrestling.
Okay.
I saw Kane technically before Undertaker. That's my thing.
Okay.
I think that's why I remember going to my grandparents when I was.
See, now there's an age gap here. Because we both have almost 10 years on you, right? How old are you?
Right. 27. I was a 90.
Okay, so 5, 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were early 20s.
No, 27.
So, see, you know what I saw before Kane? I saw Dr. Isaac Yankem before Kane.
Yeah, I know. I just ignore that. I don't even just look at it. I just ignore it.
I believe he was also the fake Diesel.
Yep, fake Diesel, Isaac Yankem, DDS.
Yeah.
And there's another gimmick.
Now, he was not the fake Undertaker, right?
Correct. He was not.
Okay. Because there was that whole thing where, when the Undertaker first was destroyed by Yokozuna in one of the greatest casket matches of all time, and then
that was.
Okay, then $1 Million Man thought he claimed he found the Undertaker. Then it was the Undertaker versus Undertaker match, which was
Boop.
The match sucked, but it was cool in theory.
Cool thing. Well, then they tried doing that with Kane. You know who paid? What was it in 2000? 11.
Yeah, but then it was Undertaker being Kane, right?
No. You want to know who played fake Kane or imposter Kane?
Who?
Luke Gallows.
Oh, really? I could see that.
Yeah, because Gallows is a fucking tall ass motherfucker, so they put him in the suit.
I could see that. Yeah. Kane got lost on me when he started to talk.
Kane got lost on me. I mean, I've always been. There are a lot of times where it's like, what are they doing with him? But I've always just been a hardcore fan of his. Like he's like I said, the reason that I got into wrestling.
Right.
But that man, there was some storylines that were just like the Snitsky Lita thing.
Right.
That was kind of painful to watch.
Right.
Corporate Kane.
Kane with burn marks on his face. Voice box Kane. Yeah, it all got really dumb.
Yeah.
Half shaved head Kane.
Yeah, that was bad.
Yeah. Anyway,
I mean,
I am going to cut you off for a second.
No, you're fine.
Because we are coming up on 2 hours. It's like 12:30.
So we're going to cut you off until Wednesday is what he means.
Yeah, we're going to cut you off till Wednesday.
Damn it, DJ, shut up.
Damn it, DJ. No, this is great, and I love this. And if we didn't have 3 pay-per-views to review, then we could have had this conversation. Yeah. No, we will have to do some random chatter at some point. But I know I don't necessarily care. Anybody else that's not here that I care to speak with has already fallen asleep.
Can I just say this?
So,
if you like this conversation and you want to hear more,
because you were gonna say, "Can I say this?" and I was gonna go,
I am Brandon. Can I just say this? I'm gonna be falking your ass later. And I want to say one more thing. I am Brandon. And if you want to hear more of this conversation more often, donate $1 on our Patreon so we don't have to fucking go to work.
Right.
I'm not gonna put Joey's is long. I'll play it again. We'll go out with it. That's fine. Cool. This was fun. DJ, you did the show Wednesday, but we weren't there because I was working and he was sleeping. You had a good audience. I was in there for a little bit. I popped in while I was at work. Had some viewership. Went well. The interaction was cool. Glad to have you on board.
Thanks, man.
Welcome to the family.
I could do this.
This is
a lot of fun. I enjoy the interaction and actually being able to do that.
It is a lot of fun, and that's why I was saying turn your camera on, because the visual conversation back and forth, it definitely adds to the element. It's not a voice in your head. It's nice.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, so you can catch this show in 3 days at twitch.tv/InkGeek Studios when DJ does his review for Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, 205 Live, and NXT, 9 o'clock.
Yep, 9 o'clock. If for some reason it runs a little later, because I am working with NXT doing pre-production, so I think I get back at 9.
Okay, so 9-ish. Follow the channel. Make sure notifications are turned on.
Yep. I'll let people know. I'll post and make sure schedules update. But right now, 9 o'clock.
Cool. So 9-ish. I mean, that's how Sonic's is too. Sonic's is 8-ish.
Ish.
Yep. Mind of a Geek is the one that has a guest. That one's scheduled. Other was 8. It's 9:30-ish. Yeah. So catch DJ's weekly review Wednesday nights at 9-ish. And then you can catch this version of this show after every pay-per-view. So you'll see us in 2 weeks following Extreme Rules.
Get that kendo stick on a pole mat.
Ish. Hold on. Just get a solo ish.
Ish.
All right. I'm sound clipping that. Once I put a marker in. Cool. Yeah, so other than that, you can hear DJ will be the next person live on the channel. You'll hear me and Brandon again on Friday night for Sonics and Sabres. And then we have David Ginsburg on Mind of a Geek. It's been a long time, so I'm not going to pull up his stuff, but come check it out. It'll be a lot of fun. Mind of a Geek is always a lot of fun. So make sure if you're listening here and you're listening for wrestling and you like our personalities, listen to more of our shit.
Even if you don't, I guess, come hate fuck the show.
Yeah, come hate fuck the show. We'll be hate.
Yeah,
we'll be hate fucked.
With us in the chat.
Yeah. No, I was legit earlier. I have turned people who, because there's Twitch trolls. They're a thing.
Yep.
And I have turned 2 of them into followers. like I got them to have a serious conversation. Like, wow, you guys are pretty cool, and then they followed the channel.
Nice.
You know, they just want some love. They just want some love. Oh, Growly Bear's still there. Growly Bear's our
Growly
fan.
Bear never left. Man.
Oh, he didn't?
He's been there since last weekend on the way back.
From the concert? Yeah.
Oh my God, restrooms? I'm never leaving this channel.
So anyway, we never thank anybody, so let's thank people.
No, let's not start now.
For this channel, we only have to thank Joey. So thanks to Joey Image for our bumpers, which you're going to hear in 2 seconds. We should start thanking people who do things for us. It would be nice.
Thank you, people who do things for us.
Thank you, everyone in the chat room. This was a lot of fun. And we'll see you guys later. For DJ, for Brandon, for myself, and for the rest of the studio. Bye, everybody.
Hey, you fucking pricks. Right now, patreon.com/IG Studios. Support Inked Geek Studios, my boys Nate and Brandon. That was awesome podcast. InkedGeekStudios.com. And again, patreon.com/IG Studios.
DJ, you should headbang. With the dreads out. It's over now.
This is awesome! I came to play. There's a price to